Roxo Media House.
Practice number 12 for Sonny Dykes' team, and that championship still the number one goal for the TCU Horned Frogs as they get set and ready to open it up on September 2nd against the Colorado Buffaloes.
This is Frogs Today Daily. Frog Fall Camp 2022 presented by Dave's Hot Chicken. And here's your host, the voice of the Frogs, Brian Estridge.
Welcome into the Morris practice fields here in Fort Worth after practice number 12. A little lighter today. Tomorrow there'll be a scrimmage for this team, so they want to get these guys fresh, their legs back underneath them. They've been, well, as you know, going hard over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So today, just 15 periods. But it also gave us a chance to have an extended conversation with a couple of them post-practice. As a matter of fact, we're going to go to the interview room right now to start things off on the show, where we got two quarterbacks standing by. Real quick, though, the rundown for today is they're getting ready there. We've got Anthony Jones, the running back coach, who came from Memphis. This guy's put 5 guys in the NFL. He's a big-timer, folks. He's going to stop by and visit with us. Coach David Beaudin's going to talk about how the defense bounced back today. We got Jamie Plunkett, who's looking at the offense. Jeff Wilson, I should say. We call him JW, working on the special teams. But first, let's start with the two quarterbacks, Max Duggan, Chandler Morris. They are there in the interview room, and they are being told, yes, ready right now. Here they are.
You know, it's really exciting to see some of the guys, especially some of the young guys like Jordan that's came along a lot, Blake, and obviously, you know, the guys like Tay, Dede, Q, Blair, all those guys. But it's been fun to watch, and they're playing, you know, great right now for us. Yeah, I've had some good days, I've had some bad days. Obviously, there's things I need to improve on, and there's things that I've done well. But just trying to go out there, you know, get better each day, try to improve on something, try to, you know, do whatever I can to, you know, help lead this offense. Obviously, just concept-wise, just trying to get through the reads quicker and, you know, more fluid. Obviously, not sticking on one, whether it's a first read or second read, just kind of getting through. Maybe it's, you know, not always trying to have that big player trying to squeeze it in to, you know, tight windows, maybe get into the back, and then obviously kind of the vertical, you know, deep ball. Putting more air on things, trying to give our receivers, you know, better chance to make a play and just kind of improving in that area of the game. You know, each offseason, every season, as you get older, there's kind of things that you look back on what you did well, whether that's in preparation for the game, during the game, or what things you didn't do well. But Coach Sykes has done, you know, a great job of helping all the quarterbacks, you know, simple things of, you know, reads, you know, just attitude and, you know, perspective of it. I think it's been a lot of help. Obviously, skill-wise, they've done so much to help each other in the offseason and help each other as a unit. But I think the thing that I've seen a lot from them is in the leadership role and kind of having that attitude that an O-line needs. You see the greats, you know, the teams that are in the top of the country every single year. Their O-line is kind of the leaders of the team. They're kind of have that attitude, and I think that's what our guys are kind of starting to become. And I think they have that kind of that nastiness, but they're playing as a unit. They're playing confident. I think that's what we need, and they're playing phenomenal. You know, there's a lot of things to be excited about. Obviously, he's been successful in his concepts, his schemes, his offense, and Coach Riley has too. But it just being a friendly offense for a quarterback, I think it just puts confidence in you as a passer and as a player. And I think they do that as coaches. They put confidence in you, and I think that just helps of, you know, in that air raid system, just getting the ball to your playmakers and makes my job easy. Yeah, I think, you know, I said you know, forever that competition brings out the best, brings out excellence in everybody, and it's a healthy competition. And I think it just improves everybody every day that you got to go out there and, you know, your job's not secure and you got to work every day because someone wants to take it. But we help each other every day, you know, whether that's, you know, in scheme, footwork, things of that sort. But it's been a lot of fun for everybody. You just got to go out there and, you know, be yourself, play, you know, whatever happens. Play your game. Don't worry about other things. You know, whatever happens will be the best for the team. And you just got to accept your role, whatever that is.
I think my deep ball. I've been very accurate with my deep ball this fall so far, and then protecting the football. I mean, obviously more comfortable with the system since we had the spring, and really those two areas I think I've really improved a lot in. Being able to spread the ball around, learning that everyone is involved, everyone has a chance of making a play, everyone has a chance of getting the ball, which can can kind of make the defense very, very scared of everybody, really. Have to worry about everyone, and it spreads the field out. So I've learned that a lot this fall. A ton. I mean, it's like I said, mindset is compete, don't compare. So it's really forced me to focus on competing. You can get lost in all the other stuff with the numbers, but it's helped me a lot. I mean, even in the off season, just kind of waking up and it's like I'm kind of tired. I was like, no, I can't have that mindset. I got to go. I gotta put confidence on my face and show everyone that I'm capable. I don't focus too much on that just because I can't control it. So I can't really get caught up with that. I just know that whenever 2 is in the game, I'm gonna go make plays. So that's kind of my mindset. You got to know where 24 is. I mean, he came from ULM. Obviously, I think they played a lot of man there. So he's kind of in your face. And it seems like he's holding, but he's really not. He's just got good technique. But he's made some plays this spring and this fall that we're really excited about him. For sure. I'd probably say the last 4 practices they've shown a lot more. They're disguising a lot better than they were earlier. And I was actually talking to one of our coaches this morning. I was just like, they're getting better. I mean, the defense, you can tell they're getting better. They're disguising better, and they're just more confident in the system. Yeah, I mean, he's a ball hawk. He's got great ball skills. He can obviously cover very well. And it's one of those deals I thought I had to learn by now, but if his eyes are on you and that ball's in the air, he's probably going to go make a play on it. I'm glad he's on our team. So, I mean, they're picking up blitzes really well. Again, I mean, they're just playing with confidence. We have a ton of confidence on this team. They have fun. They're very close to each other. And then you add Alon in there. Alon's having a lot of fun, and I'm so excited about him. It was a great pickup to get him. I'd probably say the deep ball, really. I mean, he's really done a great job. We've emphasized over the shoulder, stuff like that. He made a great play on the ball yesterday, in particular. But I'd say just down the field, 20-plus yards down the field, he's done a great job. And then kind of in the zones, just because we're playing against drop 8, he understands the zones a lot better. So that's been a huge improvement of his. Obviously, having Cause in them coming here has kind of changed my perspective on everything. It's really like the things that got me to this level aren't going to get me to the next level, and I really understand that now. And it's kind of I've had to change a lot of things, just especially recovery, and then the way I work. I mean, you have to be smart. You can't go out there and throw the ball 5 times a week during the off season. That just can't happen. Your shoulder's not going to last. But and then just kind of like my mental routine, kind of before I go to bed and stuff, I have my stuff that I do. I go through the script, meditate, and then go to sleep and stuff like that. So, I mean, I've stuck to my routine, and I really believe in it, and that's the biggest part. I think we've made a huge improvement, especially since spring. You can obviously tell, especially watching film and meetings, kind of over the install, watching like from spring cut-ups. Especially quarterbacks getting to their 4th progression and stuff like that. So everyone's more comfortable with the offense and is making more elite reads. I think we're extremely prepared. I mean, we're kind of getting to the point where we're tired going against each other. It's kind of like we want to go crack some heads on a different team and stuff like that. So, I mean, we're going to be really excited. Obviously, we'll have a little bit of time to recover right after camp, and then we're going to get right back into it and get to work.
That's your 2 quarterbacks, Max Duggan and Chandler Morris, both in the interview room there. Let's react to what they had to say. Jeff Wilson joins us from the Sandbar Indoor Practice Facility next when we continue with Frogs Today Daily after this word.
Dave's Hot Chicken is a cult favorite and now has 2 locations in Fort Worth, Bryant Irvin Road on I-20 and Berry Street at TCU, both owned and operated by Horned Frogs. Mention the Frogs Today show and get 10% off anytime and order online at daveshotchicken.com.
Welcome back in here for Frogs Today Daily. All right, now let's react to what we just heard from those 2 quarterbacks, both Max Duggan and Chandler Morris in the interview room. Our own Jeff Wilson joins us now from the Sandbar Practice Facility. All right, they were talking quarterback battle there. Give me a sense of what you gleaned from what they had to say, Jeff.
Yeah, Brian, you don't get the quarterbacks very often during a fall camp, so this is a pretty good day for the media. Max Duggan was first, followed by Chandler Morris, and we asked them point blank how they thought they were doing in the competition. Is it wearing on them, anything like that? And I thought the most revealing thing was that they don't seem to have any idea how the battle is playing out. Garrett Riley, when the quarterbacks are together in their meeting room, isn't tipping his hand one way or the other. He's just breaking down film and coaching them up like like they would if the depth chart was settled. So it's not, though, and these guys know that they have to get better, but I think they also feel like they both can do some things in the offense and have shown that.
Candidly, I kind of like what both had to say. Jeff, give me some sense of what it would be like if both of them played. I mean, is this a bad thing if they're both out there at some point?
Well, and Sonny Dykes said last week when asked about the quarterbacks, he brought up the adage, if you have two quarterbacks, you have no quarterback. But he also said he doesn't necessarily think that rings true with these quarterbacks. There's two guys, and really a third if you include Sam Jackson, who do a lot of things well and could be used in a lot of different ways. And maybe that's what's going on here. Maybe the reason there hasn't been a starter name or we're at 2 weeks is because they're trying to figure out the best way to make the offense go, and if it indeed involves multiple quarterbacks playing in the same game, and that might make some people groan or make their eyes roll a little bit. But consider this: Morris and Duggan last year were both injured at one point and had to miss games. I don't think there's anything wrong if these two guys are in a protracted quarterback battle that brings out the best in them as they work with the first team. And also, if they play in the same game early on, that's not bad either, because if an injury happens, and everybody knows that in sports and in football, injuries do happen, especially with the way these two guys play, it's a good thing. It would benefit the team if whoever the backup would be would actually have some serious reps under his belt and some serious recent live play to go in and make a seamless transition for the offense.
Jeff Wilson covering our top story of the day as Max Duggan and Chandler Morris both in the interview room here post-practice number 12. Up next, Anthony Jones joins us. He's the running back coach for Sonny Dykes. He'll be by. He's put 5 guys in the NFL in the last, 6 years? That's what it feels like. Anthony's going to join us when we continue with Frogs Today Daily.
The Flying T Club provides the everyday TCU fan and alum the ability to specifically support TCU student athletes. Flying T Club offers 3 levels of memberships. The Flying T Club is a nonprofit organization supporting the brand development of TCU student athletes through a series of unique event-based networking opportunities, which are exclusive to our members. These events provide a great social engagement tool for our members and student athletes alike. Follow them on Instagram at Flying T Club or online at flyingtclub.com.
Say hello to the water of tomorrow. Richard's Rainwater. Richard's Rainwater is 100% rain, refreshing, renewable, and the only ingredient we use in our water. Why rain? Because everyone deserves access to clean water, and rain is a 100% renewable resource available everywhere. Drink the rain. Save the planet. Shop now at richardsrainwater.com.
Back we come on Frogs Today Daily, presented by our friends at Dave Hot Chicken, and thank you to Dave's for being our partner. Anthony Jones is alongside the running back coach. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
Yeah, we were visiting earlier about some old connections, old fun times, but now you get to be here in Fort Worth. You're a Memphis guy coaching at Memphis. How did Coach Dykes get you here?
I really think that it comes from just watching us play at Memphis when he and his staff was at SMU. We've had some good battles for the last 4 years, and hopefully that he watched it, and he fortunately he gave me a call about it. So I'm very fortunate to be here.
Well, it might be that track record too. You got 5 guys in the NFL in the last handful of years. I mean, you've been producing them, haven't you?
Well, they are extremely really good people and really good players. So those guys have done a great job back in college, and now you see the translated in the National Football League.
Yeah, I would. I'm not going to put you on the spot, but I'm in Tony Pollard's camp. I think Tony needs more touches for the Cowboys. He's a guy. He's dynamic.
I can say this: Tony is extremely special.
Yeah,
he's special. So whatever that means to the Cowboys organization, he is special.
He is special. Well, I know Sonny Dykes thinks you are. In conversations with him, he's excited about having you here. Give me some sense of what you walked into when you walked into that running back room. What'd you discover?
Really good young men in that room. You talk about guys like Kendra Miller, and you talk about number 3, Big Amari, and some of the newcomers with Trent Bowder moving over and Mr. Bailey, and then we just added Corey Rand. That's a room that's full of great people, really good energy, and I walk into a staff that is unbelievable. You talk about Coach Dykes and his track record, and not just him. You look at both sides of the ball of what Coach Riley is doing and what Coach Gillespie is doing, and Coach Tomadal on special team. And our strength staff is the absolute best in the country. So you walk into not only a room but a program just full of great people.
The priority that's placed on nutrition and recovery and those sorts of things here. Have you been around anything like that?
Oh, absolutely. No, I haven't really been around that too much. We kind of started that when I was at the University of Memphis, but this is a whole new level. So much so that they're causing me to lose weight too, which is a good thing. So I'm learning how to take better care of myself and my body, and of course the players are as well.
Yeah, you think about some of those guys in the room that you mentioned. It feels like, and this has been a theme that we've talked about with several different positions, but you've got different skill sets among all those players that allows you to match up with opponents pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, those guys have great values and things about themselves that both of them do well. One thing about it is that they complement each other extremely well.
Yeah.
So those guys, you have power, you have some speed, you have some guys have really good vision. So I'm excited to see those guys play here in a couple of weeks.
And plus the experience that a guy like Amari brings. He and I were joking earlier, he's the old man on the totem pole right now.
Yeah, he's
But
almost my age.
Yeah, I know, but what he brings, I mean, I told him, I said, you're going to walk out of here with 4 degrees, man. But the thing about Amari is he's a steadying force in that room for you, isn't he?
He is. He's unbelievable. He's probably one of the best kids that I've ever been around coaching. And I've been around some really, really good ones. And he is just salt of the earth. He's always on time. He does the little things right. He goes above and whatever you ask him to do. And he's a true leader by just showing what it is that he can do. And he's unbelievable. He's a great leader for us and his entire football program.
Anthony, give me some sense of Kendre's upside. I mean, when I watch him, I look at him, I go, that's a next level player. That's an NFL running back.
Yeah.
Give me some sense as to where he is.
He definitely can be. I believe that you're spot on. I believe Kendre doesn't realize how good he can be. A lot of people don't realize how good he can be. I think it's up to him to go take the next step, and I'm 100% confident that he will. To me, in my opinion, he is a next-level player. I've had a chance to coach 5 of them, and I think he ranks right up there with those 5 guys, to be honest. So I think Kendre still has a ways to go. But he's an unbelievable young man, and he's an unbelievable player, and I think he's going to show it this season.
You, as running backs, you're only as good as those guys in front of you.
Yeah.
And A.J. Ricker's starting to build some depth there, some interchangeable parts. They seem pretty athletic up front to me compared to other offensive lines.
They are extremely athletic, and they're coached by probably the greatest offensive line coach in the country. A.J. does a great job. He mixes those guys around. I don't know who is who yet, because there's so many interchanging parts, but he does a great job of building that depth and building that chemistry. And they're extremely athletic, they're strong, they're physical, they can move people. So our job is to just run behind those big guys and get covered up, and then hopefully we can burst out of 1 and 2 arm tackles.
I get excited just being around you because I can tell you're excited about the start of the year, aren't you?
I am. September the 2nd,
Yeah.
can't come quick enough. Finally I can probably get some sleep and maybe the days will move a little faster. But I'm excited to see these guys and just all the work that these guys have put in since I've been here and since Coach Dykes and his staff has been here back in January. So I'm excited.
I know football is all encompassing, but you got a terrific young family. Give me some sense as to what else you're into. What are you
Yeah, so my wife and my 2 girls keep me extremely busy.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I got a chance to drop them off at school today for the first day of school.
Awesome.
That was pretty cool. Everybody was excited, except for my 2 girls.
Right.
They really want to go. But they're awesome.
Yeah.
They are loving Texas. We love the Fort Worth area. We're trying to get used to the barbecue here. It's a little different than where I'm from, but other than that, everything is going good.
Yeah, the brisket. You got to stay with the brisket because the ribs. I'll give you. It's hard to compare these ribs to Memphis ribs.
Yeah, I want to, and I hope I don't get in any trouble. I think the ribs are slight edge in Memphis, but
Yes,
I think the
yeah.
briskets are much ahead of Memphis.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
I think you're onto something there. By the way, who's the greatest player to ever come out of UT Chattanooga?
So my dad's a preacher, so he won't let me tell a lie. So I can't say myself.
That's where I thought you would go.
I guess T.O.
It's got to be Terrell Owens.
gotta
doesn't
be
it?
Terrell
I was
Owens,
thinking back on that. Who else would be in that group?
Well,
You had,
we've had some really good players. We had a running back named Eldridge Buckley who was
Yep.
really, really good.
Yep.
He was actually my teammate, and Tony Miller was a quarterback there for a while. And
Stan Nix was a quarterback there, wasn't he?
Stan Nix played quarterback there as well, and DeMarco Kemp. And
DeMarco Kemp.
You had some good guys come out of University
a couple of linebackers back in the day.
Oh, yeah. A couple of them used to hit me a lot in practice, so I can't remember. I might have some scarred memories of that, but yeah.
Good for you, man. I'm glad you're in town. I'm glad you're in Fort Worth. Glad you carved out some time for us. Look forward to watching your guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
That is Anthony Jones, the running back coach here for Coach Sonny Dykes, joining us. Got a lot more still to get into, including more reaction to what was said in that interview room. We'll do that next as Frogs Today Daily continues in a moment.
Dave's Hot Chicken is a cult favorite and now has 2 locations in Fort Worth, Bryant Irvin Road on I-20 and Berry Street at TCU, both owned and operated by Horned Frogs. Mention the Frogs Today show and get 10% off anytime and order online at daveshotchicken.com.
Good visit there with Anthony Jones, the running back coach here at TCU. Time now on Frogs Today Daily to check in with Coach David Beaudin. He's been focused on the defense here today. David, yesterday we talked about tempo for this Frog offense and the defense struggling to keep up. How about today? Was it any better?
Yes, that's exactly right, Brian. After yesterday during team tempo, defense was sort of lagging behind in terms of getting lined up, getting their assignments, getting the calls before the football was snapped. But today, you saw a match in that tempo. It was certainly a point of emphasis, I'm sure, throughout the day yesterday and into this morning's meetings. One of the things they do interesting is film in between plays. So the film stays rolling. That way there you can also grade and evaluate how quickly guys are getting lined up. One of the other things you'll see is a flag that goes up. Because obviously when you're watching the film, there's no volume, so you don't know when the whistle was blown. So you do that for effort to make sure that they're playing to the echo of the whistle and also immediately getting lined up. And you saw that certainly from the defense today. It was a huge improvement in tempo. As we talked yesterday, they've been great in terms of assignment and alignment and install, but it's a different deal when that ball's moving as fast as the offense has been. And again, an improvement today for the defense for sure.
All right, so with that, I got to believe this defense showed some progress. Did they actually overtake the offense today?
Yes, all of that really led to a bounce-back day for the defense, which, they created turnovers or takeaways, as the defense likes to refer to as. Bud Clark had a big interception that would have, in a real game, would have been a pick six and went the distance. But impressive. And just – it makes a huge difference, as you can tell. I mean, it's just getting lined up and making sure that they're ready and set to play football when the ball's in play makes all the difference in the world. And so I would definitely say that the defense bounced back today and made some significant improvements. But again, I think it all started with matching the tempo. And so it's really, you've got a team now that is competing. They certainly want to see a different color jersey at this point, but it's nice to kind of have that back and forth. It's a sign of a strong football team that's geared up and ready to go to get to Boulder.
10-4, got that, Coach. Thank you. Great insight from David Beaudin. Little defense for you there. We talked a lot of offense today, obviously, with Max and Chandler in the interview room earlier. Thank you to those two for stopping by. Jeff Wilson with his take on what they had to say. And, of course, Anthony Jones, the running back coach, there as well earlier. So it's been a busy show here today. We're back with you again tomorrow for another edition. It'll be practice number 13 for Sonny Dykes' team, just behind us here at the Morris Practice Fields. Thank you to all those who helped make this possible behind the scenes. We're headed off to Dave's. We're just going to get him plain and dry today. That's the way Jay lives his life. We're going to try.
Frogs Today Daily, presented by Dave's Hot Chicken, is a production of Roxo Media House.
Roxo Media House.